Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Immigrant Blueprint. I am Attorney Ebony Anuforo, and I'm here to talk to you about the future of immigration and what to expect from the Biden administration. Now, I know that many of us are super excited. President Biden became the 46th president of the United States. And, during his election, he promised that within the first 100 days, of him being in office, he's going to prioritize immigration reform. And he's done that. He introduced the US Citizenship Act of 2021, and he has already, by executive order, stopped the Trump travel ban. So, yes, the Biden Harris administration is on their way to making many changes in immigration. So, I think that's a great thing for many people. And I know that you guys are super excited, and I'm super excited as an immigration attorney practicing immigration law during this time for the past few years. It's been many tough times and tough for many people. And I think that a lot of people are going to be happy with a lot of the changes that the Biden administration has proposed. And that's what I want to talk to you guys today. I want to talk to you about briefly some of the changes that were introduced, that is being introduced by the Biden administration. So what's happening? Immigration reform, amnesty, what can we really expect from this president, his administration over the next few years? Are we going to really have any changes, and what's that going to look like? So as I mentioned before, the US Citizenship Act of 2021 is a bill that will provide an 8-year pathway to citizenship for over 11 million undocumented immigrants. This bill allows undocumented individuals to apply for temporary legal status with the ability to apply for their green card after 5 years if they pass criminal and national security background checks and pay their taxes. It's basically going to be creating an earned roadmap to citizenship for undocumented individuals. That is really, really great for so many people, because right now, so many people do not have status, and some of them don't even have any pathway towards citizenship. So this is going to be a great opportunity for so many people who would otherwise not qualify for immigration benefits. So what else? What's going on? What are these proposed changes? How is this going to affect TPS, Asylum, DACA? Well, Dreamers, TPS holders, and immigrant farm workers who meet specific requirements will be eligible for their green cards immediately under this new legislation. And then after 3 years, all green card holders who pass additional background checks and demonstrate knowledge of English and US civics will be able to apply for their citizenships. What are some of the things that are going to be required? What are they looking for? Well, applicants must, the bill says, applicants must be physically present in the US on or before January 1st of 2021, right? So there is going to be some sort of requirement to show that you were here in the States. And there are different ways to do that. And I'm going to talk more about that in another video about how you can prove physical presence when that time comes, when this legislation actually goes into effect. With regards to the physical presence requirement, the proposed bill does mention that the Secretary of Department of Homeland Security may be able to waive presence for those individuals who happen to be deported on or after January 20th, 2017. So in order for you to have that physical presence waived, you must have been deported on or after January 20th, 2017, but you also have to show that you were physically present for at least 3 years prior to your removal date. And then they're only going to be making certain exceptions, and they're going to be waiving the presence requirement for the purposes of family unity and humanitarian purposes. Okay, so keep that in mind. This proposed bill also plans to reform the family-based immigration system, right? It talks about clearing backlogs, eliminating lengthy wait times, and also increasing per country visa caps and recapturing unused visas. So a lot of changes are coming with the family-based immigration system. Additional things that are going to happen are eliminating the 3 to 10 year bars, elimination of discrimination on LGBTQ families. Also, which I think is very important to mention, is that the proposed bill says that it's going to allow immigrants with approved family sponsorship positions to join their family members in the United States on a temporary basis while they wait for their green card to become available. This is great. I think a lot of people would appreciate that this is going to happen because it'll also allow families to be together while they're in line and waiting for their green card to be approved. Other things that were mentioned, the bill also includes the No Ban Act, which they hope to prohibit discrimination based on religion and also limit presidential authority to issue future bans, like we saw with this past administration, where they were able to, by executive order, place bans on certain countries and on Muslims. So this proposed bill states that they want to eliminate that as well. It also talks about increasing the number of diversity visas that are available from 55,000 to 80,000. Some other things that was talked about or mentioned in this bill is its support for asylum seekers and other vulnerable populations. Specifically, the bill talks about eliminating the 1-year deadline for filing asylum applications, also providing funding to be able to reduce the asylum application backlogs, and increasing protections for U visas, T visas, and VAWA applicants, including raising the cap on U visas from 10,000 to 30,000 a year, which is great because there are so many people who are in line for the U visa, and if there is no reform, they won't see their approvals for years to come. So that increase will help a lot of people who are currently waiting in line. Other changes are, just to name a few, are some changes with the employment-based immigration process, clearing backlogs, reducing lengthy times, eliminating caps. The bill also talks about, the need to prioritize smart border controls by deploying technology to the border to screen better, to be able to identify narcotics at the border. Also, the bill talks about improving infrastructure at ports of entry in order, again, to enhance the asylum process and just overall cracking down on criminal organizations and issues with crimes in general. Lots of changes. So, what does this mean for me now? I know that's what most people are wondering. Yes, this has been talk about immigration reform, and what does that really mean? Well, as we can see from what happened on the first day of President Biden's administration, some changes can be made by executive order. For example, he was able to undo the Trump travel ban by executive order, but other changes to immigration reform that I mentioned earlier are going to have to be done via legislation, and it's going to have to go through the entire process where it's approved by Congress, and that can take time. So yes, immigration reform is coming, but it does not mean that it's going to happen overnight. It is a process that can take months, even longer years, for it to be approved, depending on how things go at Congress, at the congressional level. So I recommend, if you are an individual who qualifies for any immigration benefit now, I do not recommend waiting to apply, because we don't know what's going to happen with immigration reform. So if you qualify for a benefit at this moment, then that is awesome. Go ahead and apply. Don't waste time, because we don't know what that reform process is going to look like, how long it's going to take. And honestly, the final bill may be much different. The final law may be much different from the proposed bill that was offered by the Biden administration. Just because he has a proposal of certain things that they want, it could look very different at the end of things when it goes through Congress. There can be adjustments, right? So we don't want to, although we're hopeful and we believe that there is going to be a lot of good that's coming out of this administration, as they promised, and we see they're taking immigration very seriously. They're prioritizing it. We don't know how long it's going to be. We hope that it will be a quick process, but we don't know how long it's going to be. So we do encourage you that if you do qualify for an immigration benefit, speak with an immigration attorney about how you can go through that process, what needs to be done, what supporting evidence you need, and just overall educating yourself about that. So I just wanted to briefly talk to you all about the upcoming proposals with immigration reform, and just to say, yay, you know, it's exciting. And we are all excited and looking forward to some changes, some much needed changes. And yes, and if you have any questions and would like to speak to me about your particular immigration case, you are more than welcome to contact me. My number is 201-565-0099. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Facebook and also Instagram at Ebony Anuforo Esquire. Or you can send me an email at attorney@anuforolaw.com, and I'd love to speak to you about your case and let you know if you qualify for any immigration benefit, or if you want to learn more about the upcoming immigration proposals and reform, reach out to me also. You can send me a message in the DMs, you can email me, and I'll be more than happy to answer with whatever we know. So as things change, as we learn more about some of the proposals, we will definitely be coming out and talking to you about it and letting you know what's coming and what's going on in immigration. That's the purpose of this platform, is for me to be able to share with you information about immigration law and policies and how you can navigate through the immigration law system. Anyway, until next time, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.